Welcome to Who Gives a Shit, the podcast where we ask the most important question: Who gives a shit?
Yeah, who gives a shit? Oh, fuck. So today's our first guest on Who Gives a Shit. We got Rabbit joining us. Rabbit, say hi to everyone.
What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
It's an honor to have you here, bud. You're like the Nick Mullen, but we know you.
Yeah, in a way, that's oddly accurate. I know y'all are super jealous that you've never seen a Rabitsky stream, but that's just kind of what it is. So, hey, Rabbit, how has your week been going, man? How is stuff and things?
I've had a pretty plain week up until the last couple of days. I had a doctor's appointment, and the doctor decided that sending me down to the closed lab to schedule my blood work was the correct answer. And then just told me to suck an egg, pretty much. Told me to go fuck myself when I was like, hey, they're closed. I was like, okay, call on
too
phone.
bad you can't fine them a fee for fucking canceling on you, because they'll sure as hell do that to you. Oh, man, what the fuck? Like, alright, well, I mean, that's fucking lame. I mean, in a way, having a boring week is kind of a blessing and a curse at the same time.
I haven't been to a doctor in fucking 2 years, dude. What are they gonna do? Fix my legs? There's no point in going.
Yeah, they're just gonna tell you to stop smoking and quit gambling, probably. I mean, why would you want to do that?
You see, that's the kind of homosexuality that I don't stand for.
Well, you don't stand at all.
Yeah, fair point. Fair point.
I imagine you showing up like, let me guess, no more coke?
Oh, man, watch the doctor be like, man, you're kind of fucked. Just do whatever, man. I can't tell you shit. Oh, fuck. Well,
are you really going to tell Lieutenant Dan not to do cocaine? Come on, doctor. What the fuck?
Right. Fuck. Well, what about you, CJ? How was your week, man?
My week is going pretty well, you know. It's a sentimental week because this is like my last week of freedom before surgery, and I'm going to be chained to the bed. So I've just been gambling like a motherfucker. I'm going to 3 poker games this week. I've already lost 150 every roulette. I'm just fucking being supreme degenerate over here. And it's a lot of fun. And I gotta do a shout out real quick before we get into the show.
Oh yeah.
Tab Burt bought me this badass automatic cigar cutter. And I actually used it today. And the cut was a little fucked up, but that's not fault of the machine. It's just that the cigar that I was smoking is it was too thick to fit into the hole where the cutter is. But yeah, that thing is so badass, dude. So thank you, Tab, for making my life easier.
Yeah, Tab, real fucking bro move of you right there, man. Damn. Well, man, my week was kind of fucked. I got hit by like a ton of bricks by allergies for the first time in like fucking 4 years. I didn't know where the fuck that came from. It fucked up my whole weekend. Oh, I was doing an old school LAN party and everything got fucked up. Oh, but you know, that's enough of weeks and shit like that. So, dude, LAN parties are fucking badass. Oh man, so much fun. So much fun.
What's a LAN party? Is that like where you have lamb?
No, a local area network party.
Bunch of guys, one sheep, great night.
Well, if the sheep was a router, then yeah, everyone goes and grabs their fucking computer, slaps it in the same room, and hooks everything up. We'd be playing like Unreal Tournament back in the day. Back when internet connections were ass, and the only way to really have a good gaming experience was to just hardline everybody's computer together.
friend of mine would call his mom an hour before he got home from school so that she could launch RuneScape and it would be ready by the time he got there.
But damn, enough about old school LAN parties. Let's get into the show. So, all right. So this week I brought in something that is not exactly the most recent of things. I want to know who gives a shit about Gamergate in the year 2021. So, CJ, you had talked about Into the Storm, the QAnon documentary on HBO Max, and I watched this shit, and oh my god, the amount of shit they got wrong was so fucked up. I don't even know where to start. But
totally tone deaf, right, man?
Briefly in this thing, I'm like, yeah. This thing is all over the place, and they're freaking out about people not trusting the news when there's a bunch of shit in this thing that shows exactly why you shouldn't trust the news. Like, it's fucking stupid. But they had this dude, Aubrey Cottle, and this guy is claiming to be like the founder of Anonymous. And I don't even know how to start that is just completely inaccurate. You know, me being an old fag, you know, I was there, Gandalf, 600 years ago. I was there. And this dude had like no play in this shit. He's just basically The Atlantic wrote one article about this guy claiming him to be some de facto founder, and he's just run with it. And then he became a fucking moral fag, as they describe it. And he's been an activist about this shit ever since, and decided that he was going to try to destroy QAnon. But this Aubrey guy, he was trying to say, here's this dude's logic. He said that Anonymous turned into Gamergate, and that Gamergate turned into the alt-right, and that the alt-right turned into QAnon.
I think you're jumping a couple rungs there, buddy.
Yeah, not even any runs. There's a bunch of this shit that has nothing to do with one another. They're tangentially related, but they're not like a direct line.
Oh. Well, the whole point of Gamergate was just calling a horror, wasn't it? What did that have to do with QAnon?
Oh, you're not exactly that far off. Yeah, that's kind of right. So, to do a quick recap on people that don't remember Gamergate, it's all over surrounding this chick, Zoe Quinn. And she's the type of chick that flirts with everyone and dolls herself up, and then gets all pissed off at the attention that she gets, and then starts blaming the patriarchy for anyone looking at her at all. Like, completely schizophrenic and all over the fucking place. And her ex-boyfriend, Aaron Gonji, like, just put all her DMs on blast. I mean, he really aired out all her dirty laundry, because she was a game developer, wrote this game called Depression Quest, which is absolute ass, but the journalist loved it. And when he exposed all this stuff, she was sleeping with her boss, she was sleeping with the journalist that gave her a good review. And if you want to try to find that stuff now, if you try to look for this stuff in a traditional search engine, all you're ever going to find about her is just getting harassed online. That's how she managed to spin this.
Well, you know, it's always somebody else's fault, right?
Yeah.
Well, it also sounds like she'd given up ass online, not just getting harassed.
Yeah, by all accounts, she would just like flirt around and like be constantly fucking around with everyone. And like, this chick was all over the damn place. And she managed to turn this whole situation into victim bucks. And if you look in like some of the articles about it, Boston Magazine wrote an article about it called "Game of Fear." It said Gonji emptied the contents of Quinn's private life into the gaping maw of the bloodthirsty internet, and he instigated the most vicious online backlash against feminism in a generation.
Easy, Tolkien.
Oh, I can't imagine like a Boston guy being a writer. I just imagine everybody from Boston as like Bill Burr.
Just constantly talking
not a
shit.
Journalist.
Yeah, but she managed to grift. She grifted off all this stuff. And in October of 2016, she launched a Kickstarter for a Chuck Tingle video game. And she managed to raise $85,000. And that's a damn shame that Chuck Tingle has his good name tainted on this chick, because he wrote one of my favorite books of all time, Pounded in the Butt by My Own Butt. Fantastic, fantastic book.
Incredible author.
Absolutely.
Visionary.
Yes. So, hey, Rabbit, what do you remember about Gamergate? Were you hanging around when all this shit was going on?
I was kind of paying attention. All I heard was that there was some chick going around having sex with a bunch of dudes because she made a bad video game and, I don't know, wanted people to help her get it out there, but I was never all that. I mean, because honestly, who gives a shit? Really? I never gave a shit.
So I learned about this from traditional media because I was locked up when this shit was going down, but I had a subscription to Game Informer magazine, and they talked about Zoe Quinn and Anita Sarkeesian in the magazine, and they talked about like the toxic culture of gaming, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? This is the first time I'd ever seen anything like this in one of these magazines before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Anita Sarkeesian is that bitch that, see the big titties as an affront to women everywhere, right?
Yeah, but she might as well be Lord Voldemort, you know, he who shall not be named, because she's still trying to grift and get more money, even though she's like burned through all her starting capital. But Zoe tried to become as famous and successful as the other chick, but never was really able to quite get it right. Now, she got a decent amount of money, you know, but about a year later, when the game was supposed to launch in like February of 2017, there was just nothing, radio silence. And in August of 2018, she said that the project had run out of money and that it was going to be on hiatus. And she was saying this while she was just like traveling abroad in Japan.
I've traveled some broads in Japan myself, Adam. I can't fault her for that.
Is that traveled or trafficked?
Traveled. You look at every orifice, Rabbit. You take your time with the Japanese whore.
Ah, an explorer.
And then you get her to that climax, and you're like, oh, remember Pearl Harbor? This doesn't even compare to what's about to happen.
It's gonna kamikaze.
You ready for
your
my
ass.
kamikaze?
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, fuck. Oh, fuck. But, so anyway, this chick never had her game come out. People like to remind her every year that she totally grifted a bunch of money. But she still is, basically, anytime someone tweets out, I hope this chick fucking dies, she's like, can you believe the amount of harassment that I'm getting? Please donate to my Patreon. And it never fucking stops. And this should have completely died out fucking years ago. Like, this is so old news, but yet this fucking documentary brought it back up. And this coddle guy that's claiming to be like the founder of Anonymous is bringing this shit back up too, to try to tie Gamergate to QAnon, which is a fucking stretch. And also the coddle guy, he became a fucking Fed while he was the owner of 420chan. He was approached by Canadian intelligence services to try to like troll ISIS, if you can believe that fucking shit. Which,
whoa.
Yeah. And this
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. 420chan?
Yeah,
That's
so
a thing?
Yeah, 420chan was made about the same time as 4chan. It was a little bit afterwards. And this guy's trying to say that because 4chan closed down all these boards that were specifically made for raiding, that all these people came to 420chan to do this shit, which is not what fucking happened. And but that's where the Atlantic has it wrong. And I think I can guess exactly how they got it wrong. There's that famous Fox News report about Anonymous. And there's a frame in the thing where they talk about /I. And 420chan had a /I. But so did 7chan. Actually, there were a bunch of other chans that had invasion boards in it. But 4chan had taken it down. And So he's trying to basically like lay claim to be the guy that did all these raids back in the day. And he was a big pushing force for Anonymous to adopt the V for Vendetta mask. Cause like when I was around, man, I remember like the Cockmongler and Ray Chan and shit like that back when Anonymous really was the final boss of the internet. And around when they adopted the V for Vendetta mask, that's when Chanology happened, and then people started meeting in person, and then Anonymous had sort of like shifted. It splintered a whole lot, and people started going their own ways. And this guy is just chasing clout.
I remember Anonymous did some really funny shit against Scientology back in the day.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I know.
They trolled the ever-living fuck out of them. They showed up in front of the churches and were just blasting Rickroll in front of it. They just faxed all black pages to drain out their toner. They stole a bunch of information. Like anything they could do to try to fuck with these people's lives because they thought they were lame and gay. That's a good enough reason to do it.
Most importantly, they have that wallpaper of it's like a, I don't even know what you would call it, like a mashup, and it's just every time Tom Cruise laughs. I fucking love that video to this day still, which is why I know who Anonymous is.
And the memes around it were pretty good. They were, but it changed the culture quite a bit because people started meeting in person, and then Anonymous started not being as anonymous. But this dude was one of the major guys that pushed for it being an activist group, which that's not what it was. And he's claiming to be like their de facto leader, even though Anonymous is not your personal army. And this dude's just totally talking out of his ass, just trying to get some fucking media clout when this dude's a fucking chump. And like, I don't know, the whole QAnon thing, where it's fucked up because they proved against their own point. They were trying to portray that you should really trust the media and that you shouldn't believe all these internet trolls. But at the same time, they showed Frederick Brennan, the founder of 8chan, would just go onto a legacy media thing, give an interview, and then reference that interview to change the Wikipedia page because they didn't fact check it in the first place. And he basically got to change facts in front of everything to fuck with these people that owned 8chan. They showed that they can't be trusted. You should be skeptical of fucking everything and think twice. You basically got to double confirm everything. And that's what I don't get. Why are people still talking about Gamergate?
I can never imagine it wasn't relevant months after it happened, let alone years.
Yeah, not really anyway. Yeah, who does give a shit? Just a couple of fucking journalists that are still hanging on, trying to say that the internet's a hate mob or something. Well, whatever.
Well, it sounds like to me that the journalists don't have any real stories and they're not good journalists, so they're just hanging on to the one that made them big.
They grew
up also in their defense, gamers will not stop reading anytime it gets brought up. Like, I don't know, people are really bad at taking the bait sometimes.
Gamers are the most depressed.
All these chans, 4chan, 8chan, 420chan. I'm more of a Jackie Chan guy, Adam. Rush Hour 3, that's a good movie.
Jackie Chan Adventures, garlic is good for you. Well, that's really all I gotta say about fucking Gamergate. Hey, Rappa, what do you got to talk about this week, man?
Oh, man. Slightly more current than Gamergate, which, what was that, 2016?
2014.
Lord. What I've always wondered, and it's come around again with a very famous man dying, who gives a shit about the royal family? I mean, Prince Philip. Prince Philip died from being 100 years old, very peacefully in his sleep. And it brings to light, like, they've never been important. They've never mattered because they don't do anything. People call him a figurehead.
Yeah, and it's
are they
like
even that? Does anybody?
Meghan Markle isn't even, she's not even a hot black chick. Like, she's ugly. So, what's the point?
I wouldn't think that she
Meghan
was a black
Markle.
chick. She's totally white passing.
Is she white? I thought she was mulatto.
I mean, maybe what's the term for it? A quadroon or something like that. She's pale enough where she could totally pass for white if she felt like it.
I can
I
imagine.
mean, I call it a latte.
Oh,
but
Harry's
I
married to
don't know.
Quadroon.
Yeah, that does sound about right. You know, I didn't even know who Prince Philip was for the longest time, and not until I saw like the first season. Like I saw a couple episodes of The Crown right when it came out, and I'm like, oh, there's actually like a guy that's there that was married to Elizabeth.
You know, I'm an American. I always thought that the husband of the queen was the king.
I mean, I didn't pay one fucking iota of attention to it. Now, when I talked to my girl about this, she was like, oh, well, you never fantasized about being a Disney princess. And I was like, no.
You're
No, I
correct,
did not
didn't.
do that. Oh, fuck. So,
But it's funny that you bring up Meghan Markle because she has made her own little bit of news around Prince Philip. She said that she would be absent from Prince Philip's funeral, and that had 3 days in the news cycle. And then Queen Elizabeth, quote, understands why Meghan Markle can't travel for Prince Philip's funeral. Isn't it so important, the interactions of these old British people? I'm sure glad that people in Gary, Indiana are being told all about it on their good old Fox News at 7.
My grandma is one of those people that give a shit, and it's just like, god damn, wouldn't you rather have dementia than have to remember all this stupid shit about these old people from another side of the globe that don't give a shit about you?
I kind of give a shit about this because some of the memes have been really funny.
I am a big fan of those. I was a bigger fan of Prince Philip's excellent quotes.
Oh, yeah, some of these are fucking awesome.
Some of them asking a driving instructor in Scotland, how do you keep the natives off the booze long enough to let them get through the test? Which, you know, pretty important question.
That's pretty good.
I've got a couple of friends from the old Scotsland, and I wonder the same thing.
I remember one where he called Harry fat or something. That was the one that I laughed at.
He's called a lot of people
He called
fat.
one of the kids fat. When
He
they
told
were
a
like
13-year-old
12
that they
years
were
old.
too fat to be an astronaut.
Yeah. Some of the obituaries about this guy, they said that he would often try to break the ice, but instead would fall through it.
Is that when he was saying beautiful things like, when a man opens a car door for his wife, it's either a new car or a new wife. You know, dude's got banter. I'll give him that.
Well, he's Greek.
He's a funny guy. He's Greek?
Yeah, he was. He had to
Prince
give up
Philipos?
his. He had to give up his citizenship, and he was also Elizabeth's cousin.
Oh.
Alright, now we're in my wheelhouse.
Oh, I'm sure you know a lot
Cousin on
about
cousin incest. Let's go.
Well, no, we looked this up, man. The person you were lusting
Well, is it
over is
second
like your
cousins?
second
'Cause then it's
cousin,
okay.
and that's totally legal in all states, and you don't even run the risk of having the kids be more retarded than what would normally come out of your nutsack.
You hear that, Mom? Totally legal. 100% legal.
Well, you'd be surprised. I've actually heard some statistics on biodiversity, and in the rest of the world, you are more likely to select a person from Korea and a person from, like, Germany that are more genetically similar than two different people in Africa alone.
I've heard similar things, and it was more about the genetic diversity of Africa itself. And oh man, that's been a hot minute. I need to look back into that. Yes, but
I didn't come here to talk about Africa. I came here to talk about Prince Philip.
well, I'm sure Prince Philip talked about Africa. What the fuck? Do you
Oh,
have to say
I'm
about
sure
that?
he did. I wish I could pull up a quote. I'm scanning as fast as I can.
I know
One thing
they.
that I love.
You know what I find funny about this whole thing?
What?
You know who probably appreciates the most that Meghan Markle isn't showing up to Prince Philip's funeral?
Queen
Prince
Elizabeth.
Philip. No, Prince Philip. He's probably thrilled with the idea that the Black Queen or whatever the fuck she is, he's not
All
gonna
black
have
women are
to
queens, CJ.
look at it.
Well, I mean,
Not the prostitutes that I taken.
that's what they say when they're getting in a fight in a Walmart parking lot. But
Oh, dude, those are the best.
Family is given almost as much attention as Donald Trump. Have you seen that? The amount of attention they get?
yeah, it's crazy.
3 different articles. Oh, one that I saw earlier. Where was it? Yeah, here it is. Prince Philip spent his life with Land Rovers, and one will carry him to his funeral. Oh, I'm so glad I know that.
Well, I'm glad he got to drive an Indian car for a while when it was owned by Tata.
Well, India
Land-
was owned by his family, too.
Well, yeah. But Land Rovers are fucking pieces of shit, by the way. They got so many fucking problems. Well, at least after, like, the 60s. For a little while, they were, like, practically indestructible when they were, like an actual off-road vehicle before they turned into luxury pieces of shit.
Jaguars are garbage, too. British people are generally bad at everything.
They're not the best at picking cars, at least.
Yeah.
Or teeth, or food, or TV.
What are you talking about? Their food is delicious. Don't you love boiled pork and boiled steak?
What, you never watched Monty Python or something like that? They got a couple of good shows in there, man.
Top
They've
Gear.
got great TV. That's why anyone can only name about 4.
Yeah, Top Gear. That's a
Well,
great show.
Let me see.
Good job,
let
England.
me take the challenge. Top Gear, Red Dwarf, Blackadder, Dead Parrot, Robo Wars. Ah, I got 5.
Oh.
I don't even know those other 4.
Well, that's because
Yeah.
you're uncultured, CJ. You live in Detroit.
You can't have shit in Detroit.
Quack. We got Quack.
You do got that.
Well, you got any other choice quotes about Prince Philip? Philip!
Oh, he's had so many. To a council worker wearing a zip-up dress, he said, "I would get arrested if I unzipped that dress." You know, I don't think that's true.
No.
I don't think that Prince Philip could get arrested for anything. His
No,
son didn't get
probably
arrested
not.
for Epstein and a bunch of kids.
Well,
Yeah, aren't they like all pedophiles?
All of
like
them.
every one of them?
All of them. And you know what? Even Meghan Markle, I'm calling it.
oh, she's in on the conspiracy. She was probably recruiting for the
I'm
to
saying
like
she
harvest
started
kids
it.
for the adrenochrome.
I mean, bitches named Megan in general are up to nefarious shit. So I
Oh,
wouldn't
especially if
doubt
they
it.
spell it with an H. Disgusting.
Oh. Oh fuck. Well, Rabbit, you want to get out of your topic and get into our favorite segment?
Oh, go for it, man. Go for it.
Oh man, this is to catch a Redditor. Okay, so let's do your topic first, Rabbit. This is one about Prince Philip.
On r/United Kingdom, Sega 20 post. Whilst there may not be some of the royals' biggest fans, some of these comments have been outright disgusting. A man has died, who also served in World War II. Have some respect. If there are any more derogatory, hateful, or trolling comments, you will be banned. No more warnings will be given. Reply by TMS. Radio 4 mentioned the "if you stay here any longer, you'll get slitty eyes" remark.
That's
This
a good
just
one.
in.
I don't know how I forgot to bring that one up.
I mean, it's apparently it's so easy to talk shit about this guy, and they get their panties in such a bunch about this dude. They're like, "Oh my god, ew, I have sogged my
You're
crumpets
banned.
talking
You're
about
not allowed in this subreddit because you said a derogatory thing about the royal family.
By the way,
ever done.
by the way,
never done anything untoward.
Just to clarify here, okay? He didn't fucking serve in World War II. He got the cushiest job he could have possibly got in the Air Force at that time. So it could say on his record that he was a veteran, while at the same time he's drinking champagne and molesting children from a palace house. So, fuck off with that shit, Reddit.
Oh, fuck. Okay, so
let's cut you off. I found one more quote, and I just gotta go with this one. And it's the last one I'll bring up unless there's another one. But if it has got 4 legs and it's not a chair, it's got 2 wings and it flies and it's not a plane, and if it swims and it's not a submarine, the Cantonese will eat it.
Oh, fuck.
No!
All right, let's do a fucking... Fuck me, dude. All right, let's do fucking one about... One. Jesus Christ, Philip. Okay, let's do a comment about fucking gaming. Jesus. Oh.
On r/True Gaming, hosted by Darth Zartanius, I don't think it was ever really about video games or journalism from either side. It was just weak-willed dumbasses shouting at other weak-willed dumbasses. It started as a typical internet debate, and then mainstream media did what it does to everything these days. Dramatized it and blew it way out of proportion so that the crazies that always show up to these things would continue to empower the self-perpetuating bullshit machine.
I thought that was the most accurate take of Gamergate I saw, actually.
It's an accurate take, but part of me still wants to say, boo-hoo, fence sitter, pick a side.
Oh, yeah, got him on that. Well, let's do one about CJ's topic that he's going to be bringing in.
Oh, I love that.
Sorry, this post has been removed by the moderators of r/NotTheOnion. Acadia Intelligence. Her gun was in her hand the whole time. If she didn't want to use her gun, why did she pull it out to begin with? This is the sort of shit that gets cops killed, and I just don't give a fuck anymore. They made this situation, and whatever happens is the police's own fault.
Oh, fuck. So that's going to be the last topic, is that chick cop that shot the dude, and it caused a bunch of fucking riots. I had to get the National Guard called in. This is a whole fucking shit show.
I'm glad you're talking about it, because I have been not paying attention to the news for a couple days.
Oh, I don't blame you. So I got another To Catch a Redditor about this. Hold on, here we go.
On r/law, hosted by UIY-B7S4. If this isn't manslaughter, then disarming the police needs to be seriously considered at this point. They just don't have a dangerous enough job where this is justified by any empirical standard. Reply by HCWT. There are over 400 million guns in the U.S., and you want the people enforcing the law disarmed?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
Ooh,
I do.
That. I do.
I want the people that enforce the law to not have guns. Correct. The end.
Well, I would like it if they had to, like, fill out a form or something if they pulled their gun out, because, man, apparently people that work a government job hate actually doing their job and filing paperwork.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, man.
You will never get anybody to file any paperwork on time ever.
So when I coached my football team, there's a fucking reason that all the linemen with CTE went into criminal justice, okay? And it's not because they want to make a difference and take perps off the street. It's because it's a fucking easy job. And when they get tard rage and they start shooting at everything that moves, they will be let off the hook because they have a badge and a gay-ass uniform.
Oh, fuck. Well, damn. Well, speaking of tard rage, CJ, let's go ahead and get out of To Catch a Redditor and get into another segment that we've been talking about getting back into, which is Tales from the Short Bus.
This was requested, I believe, by
Joe Schmo. Joe Schmo
one or two
requested
people on Twitter. Is that right?
Joe Schmo requested it on our YouTube channel, and no, I know Joe Schmo. Talked to the guy before. Can't say no to this dude.
All right, Joe Smo, this is for you, buddy. So there was this retard on the short bus, and he had a full-grown beard, but he was right around my age. And this was freshman year high school, and he was like mute. He couldn't say any words. And his family owned a Wogan's Steakhouse. I don't know if you know what that is.
Yeah.
But it's basically a shittier version of Outback, is what it is. So he always had a Wogan's Steakhouse menu in his hand.
What the fuck? Okay.
I have no fucking idea why. So this kid with the full-grown...
I want a boom and onion.
Oh, fuck.
They're like, this is a Logan, sir. Give me a fucking blooming onion.
This kid with the Gandalf beard and the Logan Steakhouse menu, he shits a diaper. And this is particularly bad because this is a summer day. This is around June, mid-June. And I don't know if you know about the buses, but most of them are not updated, meaning they don't have air conditioning. So, and it's about 2 hours to get home because I was one of the last people to stop. I was one of the last stops at my house. So I had to smell this basically retarded Gandalf. I had to smell his shitty diaper for 2 hours.
Oh my god.
And I honestly don't know how I got through it to tell the story today.
So let me get this straight. This dude shit his diaper, and then his nuts steeped in that fucking hot, non-air conditioned shit for 2 hours, and you had to smell this the whole time?
Absolutely, the whole time. It was fucking disgusting. I wish my fucking nose was crippled at that time. I don't even know that was a thing, but I remember thinking at the time, I wish I didn't have a sense of smell because it's just overwhelmingly mongoloid shit. Just everywhere.
Away from you.
Oh, that.
And it's, that's a tale from the short bus.
Adam,
and I think
remind
the
me to never
only...
be retarded.
Yeah, don't be retarded. And so that then you won't have tales from the short bus. Oh, fuck. All right. Well, we got one last topic for our show, and that is CJ's topic. So take it away, my man.
That's right. This is one I'm very excited about, and that is because everyone is retarded on all grounds. Every side in the story is retarded. So, I don't know if you haven't been keeping up with the news lately, Rabbit, but there has been another shooting of a black male committed by a police officer. Shocking, I know. I know we're all just at the edge of our seat.
Right when the news was slowing down, who would have thunk?
But what's funny about this one is that this one in particular is a lady cop. And because of that, you get liberals who are just coping constantly. And they're like, but a woman can do anything a man can do just as well, except for distinguish a taser from a gun, apparently.
Well, I mean, I kind of agree with these liberals, man. Apparently they can kill unarmed black men just as well as any man can.
That's right. Congratulations.
I love equality.
Derek Chauvin, I race you Daniela Chauvin. Suck my dick, man. Suck my dick, white man. I could be a murderer too.
Crushing the patriarchy.
Then you also have the predictable copsuckers, the
Good word for it.
conservative facts, who are just constantly bootlicking, sucking this woman's clit, and they're like, oh, but the guy had pictures of money and drugs, and he was black. He should have totally been shot. And it's just like everybody in this story is retarded. Like everybody involved is retarded.
But the guy
when
had weed socks. Kill him.
Yeah, the guy mentioned that he knew a weed dealer in his neighborhood. We should totally kill him.
Well, let me take the street approach on this thing, too. Speaking as a disadvantaged minority, which is a felon. If you run from the cops, they are liable to do some crazy, fucked up shit to you, and might just kill you on the GP and try to get away with it, and that's exactly what happened. And you know that this kid was sat down at one point, and they talk to him, and they go, hey, if you do anything to fuck with the cops, they will try to fuck you over and do fucked up shit to you. He ran. He busted out of a grip, tried to get back in his car and run, and ended up getting shot over this thing. He knew that was a possibility doing that.
That's the shit with the cops, man. Because you always just do what they say, because you can always just sue them later.
Yeah.
But
and,
also, I can't really fault my guy, Dwayne, because if I'm up against a lady cop and I'm a strong black
you have pretty good odds.
Yeah, if I'm up against a lady or a fat white woman and I'm a strong black male, I like those odds. So of course I'm gonna try to jump back in the car.
Yeah, but there was a Mexican dude that was holding him against the car, and he just did like one elbow shrug, and he was fucking away from that shit. I'm like, what kind of weak shit is this? They had his hands behind his back before the dude told him that you have warrants. And then, like, he tensed up, and they're like, "Oh, don't do it. Don't do it." Whoa, man, that dude was back in that fucking car. How the fuck did that happen?
I gotta see the video. If that guy moved that fast, that sounds impressive.
My favorite part of said video, I first saw this video because Nick Rekieta tweeted it out, and it's from the Daily Caller, that's who had the watermark on the video. And right after she shoots this guy, she says, "Oh shit, I shot him." Which I think it's
like, well,
priceless.
At least you didn't mean to.
Oh shit.
It's the first cop shooting that could be classified as a slapstick comedy. Another reason that I brought it in.
She also drops her gun. So after she shoots, the dude speeds off in the car, and the barrel of the gun gets dinked by the car, and she just drops her gun and like throws her hands up. Goes, I shot him. Oh shit! Like, oh no.
That's a characteristic of either an empowered woman or Mr. Magoo. I'm not sure which one.
Did you see the press briefing about this, where they had the chief of police talking to everyone?
I did not.
Oh, man. So one of the reporters asked him, they were like, well, you pulled him over for expired plates, but you know how there's a backlog on license plates due to COVID. What do you have to say about that? He just walked off the fucking stage.
Oh, man.
Now, for people that don't think that driving while black is a thing, it's a thing.
Like, yeah.
Back in my hustling days, man, I was hanging out with a partner of mine. We were riding around. We had just got done smoking a whole shitload of weed, and we fucking reeked like a motherfucker, but we weren't riding dirty or anything. We were driving in this dude's car. He had an old fucking Cadillac. Cop pulls him over and just starts fucking sweating this guy. And this dude pulls me out of the car, and I'm fucking freaking out. I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck is about to happen? And he leans in real close and goes, "Hey man, you all right? You need me to arrest this guy?" I'm like, no, this is my friend. Like, I'm cool, man.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I was like, what the fuck is this shit?
That's your first assumption?
Yeah, like this dude thought that I was like in trouble or something like that. That I was like around
Help! Jamal took me hostage and gave me all this bomb-ass weed, and now I'm hiding in his Cadillac. Help!
And that, to see that put a sour taste in my mouth is a bit of an understatement, but that was like, besides dealing with normal traffic cops, that was my first interaction with cops that didn't have to do with some traffic bullshit. And that fucking shocked my ass.
What was he expecting you to say? You know what, officer? I would like you to hate crime, my friend.
Well, I was fairly new to the game. I hadn't been hustling not even a year. So I guess he could sense like the nervousness on me or some shit like that. But we didn't have anything in the car. And so this dude is just fucking cooler than a fan. And I'm over here, I guess I'm a little tensed up or something like that. And so I guess this cop was like, "Oh, white boy's in trouble? Oh no. Chad Thundercock here to save the day." Oh my god! Like, and
that's when you gotta pull out the
after that and
Dave Chappelle white guy voice. You gotta be like, "Sorry, officer, we were just paroling the town. I was gonna buy some cookies for my dear grandmother."
For dear old ma.
But after that, man, whenever, like, anyone that I hustle with, I always ask them about their dealings with the cops. And, man, it never ceased to amaze me some of the fucked up shit that happened to people. My best friend in prison, the reason he ever got caught in the first place is because they had this dude's DNA on file, because when he was really young, some cops sprinkled some crack on a situation to actually get him booked.
Oh, man.
So I'm not surprised at all that this dude's getting harassed over some shit that could have easily been avoided. And even when this dude was trying to run,
that?
This dude got jammed up in the early 90s.
Nice.
So I would say that, yeah, they sprinkled some crack on him in like 1990.
And here I am, I'm begging for a cop to sprinkle crack on me, and to no avail. This is some racist ass bullshit.
Pour a little sugar on me, officer.
Oh, right. But man, also this dude, he had warrants for his arrest and they were trying to get him. But as soon as he broke free and they ran, they knew who this dude was. It was some bullshit little misdemeanor warrants. Just fucking let him make it, man. Go pick his ass up later. Slap some more charges on the shit.
Yeah, you'll get him later. He's coming back.
And they want to struggle with this guy? You're denying yourself the chance to go on a high-speed fucking car chase. You know that's what they want to do. They want to play GTA.
Yeah. Speaking of GTA, that's some video game mistake. You press X instead of Y. You pull out your gun instead of the taser.
Oh my god.
Don't you hate that? You go to talk to a character, but you punch him instead?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, that's going to be this chick's
that
defense.
Was Red Dead for me as a game. Like, that was the entire game. I would go up to talk to someone, and then I would punch them instead.
Watch this chick's defense try to say that she's dyslexic and doesn't know her left from her right or something like that, which is why she shot this guy.
I wouldn't be surprised if she says, I was raped when I was 3.5.
I have restless
and
arm
this guy
syndrome.
looks like my rapist, so I had to shoot him.
Oh my god. Well, man, they had to call in the fucking National Guard over all this shit. Like, I mean, this had to happen, like, right around the corner from where all the George Floyd shit happened, and everyone's already on edge because of the fucking Chauvin trial. And they called the National Guard with a quickness, by the way, and they authorized the use of tear gas and rubber bullets on any of the crowds that formed up. But
reminder to everyone that's there: get in the zone, auto zone.
oh, fuck! Oh shit! Well, oh fuck! Well, you ready to start wrapping up the show and get to some voicemails, man?
Yeah, we got a lot of voicemail.
Yeah, we do. All right, everyone. So if you want to give us a call us at 281-747-6015 and tell us who gives a shit. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at WGA Shit Show. And if you can find someone, get in our Discord. But you got to know someone cool. Maybe they'll let you in. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But
by the way, the Twitter's actually active now, and we ran a poll for last week, and you're not gonna believe this. And
yeah, I saw this.
tell him,
CJ.
We have a total of 8 votes, and every article is tied at 25%.
A fucking 4-way tie. We got a draw in on the record. So for you, CJ, it's 1-0-1.
I haven't had an L yet, so it's looking pretty good for me.
Well, you've had a you've had a not win though, so I'll take that. Well, let's get to the fucking voicemails. Here's the first voicemail.
Hey guys, I had to call again because I saw this on a little article. When I open up my private tab, I get a lot of news feed that I don't normally get. So, did you guys know that there's a chick out there that's trying to make vibrators classified as tools and not sex toys? It's like, they're not sex toys. We need them. Like, this is actually happening. I'm living in this world. This is reality. I mean, I don't know if anybody's taking her seriously, but, you know, I get it. Chicks love vibrators, right? That's great. But they're still toys. What do you use them to do? Play with yourself? Because I'll tell you what, I don't use a screwdriver to fucking... I don't fucking do urethral sounding with a screwdriver or fucking shove a hammer up my ass.
Well,
I use them to fucking do work.
Yeah, you could.
If I had a vibrator in my tool set, I'd wonder what the fuck was going on. So think about that. Who gives a shit? Thanks, guys.
I mean, what kind of fucking heavy duty pussy does this chick have where you need to classify your fucking vibrators as a tool?
You can classify my dick
Well,
as
the day I see a vibrator on an illegal's tool belt, then we can call it a tool.
I have to use a vibrator to put on a drywall tape. It's the only way to get it to stay properly.
Oh, fuck.
I have to use a Hitachi one on the carpet.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. Well, it's probably for a tax write-off, which is why they wanted to probably do it, if I had to take a guess.
A tax write-off?
Oh, yeah, you gotta write this shit off. You can write off your tools.
Start an OnlyFans. Call it a business expense.
Yeah.
I might as well call my favorite cocaine straw a tool and see where that went me.
Yeah. Well, let's get into the next voicemail here and see what we got.
Yo, what's up, CJ and Adam? It's a very different Adam calling in. But,
Is this Adam from Florida?
I just shot you a tweet with the IMDb page for Rima Rispoli. I think it was Rispoli or Risponi, something fucking Italian. But that's the girl in the Rio video. So enjoy, brother. Go into a deep dive.
Oh, fucking yes. Oh, damn. Fucking, hey, audience fucking delivers, CJ. That's who you were fucking looking for.
What's her name? I couldn't hear the name.
It's on our Twitter. Got the IMDb page.
All right. Okay. I'll have to check our Twitter.
Last name Foley. So there you go, buddy. You get to fill up your spank bank. Well,
all right.
Let's get into the next voicemail here. Thank you for that, by the way. You're a freaking bro for doing that, man. All right. No, last voicemail.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Hey, I'm the guy. Oh, shit. Well, you know what? Whatever. I'll just keep going. So I'm the guy that called about the people pretending about COVID. And now Twitter's out to cancel my boy Vinny Vinesauce. Like, if it's not one thing, it's another, right? So people are trying to cancel Vinny, which is strange because he's like one of the nicest streamers I've ever seen. And, I mean, all around, he seems like a pretty good guy. I've been watching him for a long time. And, someone tried going after him with a fake email account, trying to quote unquote prove that, oh, he fucked me and gave me an STD, and he tried to cover it up. And then someone fucking tried to do a shitty impression of his voice. They were like, oh, this is him saying all the stuff. And it's like, dude, there's so many things wrong with it. It's like, most people are very, very skeptical about this. And the fact that, like, there's just no boundaries. There's no boundaries for Twitter. Like, they will cancel anybody. Like, you have a negative thought about somebody, they'll fucking go out of their way to cancel you. And it's really fucked up, you know? They're saying they're victims of sexual assault and all this shit. And it's like, what does that do for the people that are actual victims of sexual assault? Nobody's gonna fucking take them seriously if people keep fucking doing this. So where does it end? You know? I guess I give a shit about this a lot, actually. You know? One of my favorite content creators isn't making content right now. It's fucked up, you know? Where does it end?
Yeah, I looked into this, and yeah, this dude, they tried to do him dirty, man. Just fabricate a bunch of shit, and from what I've seen, signs point to it being a butthurt mod that got fucking kicked out. And thankfully, this was such a botched job at trying to fake this guy's identity that people didn't take it seriously. But even in the news articles, they were like, well, this might be fake, but we really need to take allegations seriously. Like, nobody is just wholesale getting this dude's back in legacy media. But thankfully, actual streamers and other people in the community are like, no, get fucked. Why don't you come with something real?
I've seen so many articles that are like, well, even if it is fake, it does raise the important question that, and it's like, come on, man. Just move on.
This was a fucking blowout. Don't believe all women.
Yeah. Prayers for my cousin Vinny, and I hope it works out for you, bud.
Love that movie.
Yeah.
Well,
it's a great film.
Well, that's really all that we got for the show today. You got anything you want to plug, CJ?
Not much. I gotta plug up my chair. It's been on red all day.
That's the first time you've hit me
now.
with that.
So I should plug that in. Rabbit, do you have anything to plug?
Man, I'm not nowhere. I'm just kind of around. I got nothing for you.
Well, fair enough. Well, be sure to follow us on all our things. Now, the Patreon is coming. We are getting that thing currently set up, and the steps are being taken, and this will be coming soon. We will let you know when the Patreon is up. We got our tiers figured out, but we don't want to tell you prematurely. But once we get all these things figured out, we can get a schedule to make any bonus content. We will let everyone know. So, that's all we got for this week. So, I guess stay horny, everyone.
Stay horny.
See ya.